Good morning, Riverhawks.
I'm Stella.
And I'm Nico. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Face the flag, put your right hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Hello, Riverhawks! This is Rio ASB reporting the current house standings. These results are based on the points students earned for their houses. In 8th place is House Sphinx. In 7th place is House Phoenix. In 6th place is House Gnome. In 5th place is House Kraken. In 4th place is House Griffin. And now for the 3 houses in the lead. In 3rd place is House Dragon. In 2nd place is House Pegasus. And that means we have House Yeti in 1st place. Congratulations, House Yeti. We'll be back next week to give you all an update. Go Riverhawks!
And now, let's hand it over to Ava to learn what's happening this week in history.
Hey Riverhawks, I'm Ava and welcome back to This Week in History. Today, 2 years ago, 4 million students protested across the world to address climate change. 16-year-old Greta Thunberg from Sweden leads the demonstration in New York City. On Wednesday, the 22nd, 1950, award-winning actor Bill Murray was born. He has been in great movies such as Ghostbusters, Groundhog's Day, and most recently, The Jungle Book. Thursday of this week is International Day of Sign Languages. The date is the 23rd of September because that's the same date that the World Federation of the Deaf was established in 1951. And finally, on September 24th, 1934, Babe Ruth played his last baseball game for the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. See you next Monday. Now back to the studio.
Hey Riverhawks, today is Mindful Monday. At the start of each week, there will be an activity to help explore your mind, your spirit, and your social-emotional wellness. A big thank you to our counselor, Miss Ferry, for preparing these activities for us each and every week.
Your homeroom teacher has that activity ready to give to you as soon as we finish our show this morning. So teachers, this is a friendly reminder to please get those ready. And students, thank you for approaching these activities each week with an open mind and an open heart.
When it comes to your health, it's not only important to take care of your body, but also your mind. Let's lend an ear to your counselors for some tips to keep a good mental health.
Hi there, I'm Mrs. Ferry, and I work with students, the last names H through O. And some tips for mental health would be self-care. I highly encourage all of you students to take some time for self-care. And what that is really setting aside time for you to work on yourself and just give yourself some downtime. So whether that's reading a book, watching a movie, just going for a walk, or hanging out with some friends, I definitely encourage you to take that time for self-care because that will definitely help with your mental health and kind of give you that recharge time so you can be ready for the next day.
Hi Riverhawks, I'm Mrs. Racina, one of your counselors taking care of the alphabet P through Z. One of my wellness tips is think about how you talk to yourself. Are you talking to yourself positively or negatively? I know sometimes we might get nervous for a test and we go in, I'm gonna fail. But if you talk to yourself positively, say, hey, I'm going to try my best today. I'm going to give it all I got. The way you talk to yourself is super important because you wouldn't talk to your friend like negatively. So don't talk to yourself negatively. That is my one self-care tip for today.
Hey Rio Norte, this is Mrs. Burns. I am a counselor here and my alpha is A through G. And a mental health tip for you is identifying your triggers. So if you have triggers that make you feel anxious or triggers that make you feel depressed or triggers that make you feel angry, if you identify those triggers as they're kind of happening before you get into a cycle of anger or a cycle of anxiety, it's easier for us to kind of bring you back down. So paying attention to what those triggers are, identifying the triggers, and then if you start to feel that way, have a plan.
We have a special Spirit Day coming up this Friday. Let's listen to ASB to learn more.
Hey Rio! This Friday the 24th, we are having a sports day. Make sure to wear your favorite jerseys and hats. We'll see you there!
Speaking of ASB, let's check in again to hear about the upcoming Club Day.
Hey Rio, just as a reminder, Club Day is this Friday. Join us at brunch and lunch on the 24th to see all the different groups our school has to offer. If you would like to create your own club, pick up a club application packet and fill out a Google form on this Google Classroom. Join to find all the information you'll need for clubs and Club Day. We'll see you on Friday.
And finally, let's send it over to ASB once more to appreciate our teachers.
Hey Riverhawks, this is Rio ASB, and this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Today we're spotlighting the PE and special ed teachers, so give a big thank you to Mr. Burleson, Mrs. Cooper, Mrs. Carazales, Mr. Stroh, Mrs. Cruz, Mr. Daduya, Mrs. Del Val, Mrs. Hooper, Mrs. Kakand, Mr. Marziani, Mrs. Meadow, Mrs. Sanchez, and Mrs. Sparks. Thank you, Rio.
If you would like to thank a staff member, there's a survey available on the Norte News website.
Now let's hear from Esther and Ansel for this week's Character Day.
Hey Riverhawks, it's Esther.
And I'm Ansel, and it's a new week for Character Day. This week we want to focus on our feelings and the atmosphere around us.
When our emotions are heightened, our feelings can sometimes take control of us. When we are bombarded with conflicts in work, we aren't always able to express our feelings. Instead, we keep our emotions built up inside, and those feelings take over.
The idea this week is to bring out your inner artist and make a piece of artwork that represents how you're feeling. When we allow ourselves to express our emotions, we get a feeling of freedom. We're free of our problems and free of our emotions.
Everything you need is as simple as a piece of paper and something to color with, such as paint, markers, crayons, or colored pencils.
Remember to always express your feelings in your own way, and don't let the bad ones build up over time. Take this as an opportunity to get rid of stress and allow your emotions to come out in a healthy way.
Well, that's all for this week's Character Dare. Now back to the studio.
You are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Christopher Robin.
Woo! That's all for today, Rio. I'm Nico.
And I'm Stella.
And we'll see you next time on RioTV.